This woman named Brandy made a comment on how she taught her kids a lesson at a young age. She says, when my kids were very young, we went to an all you can eat pizza buffet. A new batch of brownies was put out on the table. My two kids and a friend's child, between the three of them, grabbed all the brownies. They each ate one or two and then declared themselves done. While I couldn't do anything about the friend's child, I used this situation as a lesson for my kids. Because they wanted everything, leaving nothing for the other customers, they were going to finish what they took. I explained that and made them eat every brownie on their plate. They've never done something like that again. How does this relate to this post? Make the Republicans do the things they threatened. Promised. Give them exactly what they asked for. It's the only way they will learn. I know it's going to be terrible for those of us who didn't choose this, but sometimes the best thing to do is give the children what they think they want and make them deal with the consequences. The best thing about this whole situation is that Republicans have everything they need. They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the presidency, and they have the Supreme Court. So they have everything. There should be no checks and balances. And the people that voted for this, they're going to be able to sit in all of the things that the Republicans have coming down the line. So many of us were sounding the alarm bell for months. I moved to Nevada, got my Nevada residency, got my driver's license for Nevada, voted in Nevada because I was trying to vote in a swing state, not a blue state. I did what I could. I made warnings. I did all of that. And now, as I sit back and laugh at the ridiculousness coming down the pipeline, people are taking exception to me. They are getting mad at me versus the people that voted for this. Some people voted for this and they deserve every last little bit of stuff that they get from this administration. They pooped in the bed. They get to sit in it. All the rest of us are just going to be watching because we tried to say this is not a good situation. This is not going to be good for the Department of Education. It's not going to be good for women's rights. This is not going to be good for veterans. This is not going to be good for anyone that's not white or Christian or male. We tried. What else are we supposed to do? All we can do is laugh at the memes and the as the light bulbs go off and people start searching for, what are tariffs after the fact. All we can do is sit back and laugh. Y'all gonna have to stop getting mad at me because I'm not sitting up here being angry 24/7. How am I supposed to? Raising your stress level like that is not good for your cortisol. So I'm just coping by laughing. So yesterday I posted this picture on my YouTube community. Arab Americans for Trump. Arab Americans for Trump. And I also posted that letter from MENA, Middle Eastern North African people urging Trump to do something about their issues, despite the fact that he is nominating Mike Huckabee, who doesn't even recognize Palestine as a people. Palestinians as a people and Palestine as a place. But people get mad at me because I highlight this stuff. This is literally like kind of ridiculous to me, but this is their choice. They are choosing it. Then you have people like Cross Country that says things like liberals have a hard time understanding that others have different opinions and are going to vote for the candidate that best represents them. And so when the lepers eat their faces and I just sit there and comment on it, why do people get so mad at me? This is what they chose because that leopard best represented what they wanted. So that's what they get. So why folks get upset with me just for highlighting it or putting it on video? They got what they deserved. So Cassie O'Royal on the same post with that woman wearing the Arab Americans for Trump says this: you Democrats are morally bankrupt clowns. Now you want to talk about the genocide your candidate started because apparently Kamala is the one that started all of this. He says, FYI, Arabs weren't the only ones who voted against genocide Joe and killer Kamala. Okay, cool. So they got Trump. These people won. They got Trump. So why are people still so angry at Democrats? Why? We didn't do this. This is what they wanted. They voted for Trump because they said it was genocide Joe and killer Kamala. Cool. You got Trump now. So why are people upset at people like me for just highlighting this? This person says, how about this? The blood is on your hands and it's too late. I don't exactly know what I did. I haven't started any war. I'm sitting at home chilling in my front room or kitchen making content. So I'm wondering, which war did I start again? And did I do it from my phone? Am I sending anyone out? Am I doing anything? These people really they like place the blame on the wrong person. They're too scared to go up against the actual power structures that they want to like lay blame at the feet of the people that are actually talking about it. I didn't do anything though. One hot goth mama took exception to me laughing at these Arab Americans that voted for Trump, these MENA people that voted for Trump, the uncommitted voters in Michigan that voted for Trump. She's taking exception to me as well because I'm laughing at these people for voting for Trump and getting what they asked for. She says, whatever your feelings are on the actions of this small segment of the population, I'm Palestinian, do not take it out on the people of Palestine proper. They didn't vote for this, and both candidates were bad for them regardless. Don't use the votes of a few to justify a neutral or pro-Israeli stance on the genocide happening in Palestine right now. Once again, a person leveling criticism at the wrong person. She says that this is a small segment of the population, but they did, just like that MENA letter, they did help in swing states to get Trump elected. So obviously it wasn't small enough. And they were very, very vocal, like the other person said, against Killer Kamala. That's what they called her. So they own this. They got Trump. Cool. They got what they wanted. It's not what I wanted. I was very vocal. I was very vocal in anti-Trump. So I did the part that I could do. So ain't nothing to, like I said right here, ain't nothing to do now except watch. You know, they're going to have to take it up with Trump. They're going to have to sit up there and beg Trump to not take them out and not let Jared Kushner build up some condos on the Gaza Strip. People can get mad at me if they want to. I didn't do any of this. I didn't vote for this. So they're going to have to take it up with him. They're going to have to take it up with this ridiculous administration that he's putting up. I'm just going to be sitting back, watching and making content off of it and chuckling with my homies. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
So, quick little story time on how elections have consequences. So, I was at work yesterday. Obviously, it's been a couple days since the results of the election. And, world moves on. I play sports all my life, so I was always taught, everything ain't gonna go your way, but, you got to get to the next play, so we just move on to the next play. So, anyway, we got a call to an elderly woman. She had a slip and fall, hurt herself pretty significantly, so we had to get over to the hospital, obviously. When we got to her home, it wasn't in, one of the better conditions, and it looked like she could, barely take care of herself. So we load her up. I'm back there. I'm monitoring her. And as I'm monitoring her, we got a little bit of a ride to the hospital. So, we're talking and, talking about just things, kind of trying to pass the time. So, I proceed to ask her, because I noticed her living conditions. I'm like, well, do you need help? Do you have anybody that can help, take care of you or help every once in a while, just check on you? And she said, no, it's just, it's pretty much just her. She's on her own. Her significant other had passed away a few years earlier, and she didn't have any children close by, so it was really just her. She proceeds to ask me what my thoughts were on the election, and I said the same thing I just said to you guys. Hey, next play. It wasn't the outcome that I wanted, but hey, next play. She, on the other hand, was happy because she voted for Trump, so she was happy that he won. So she asked me why was one of the reasons I was disappointed. Well, I say, well, working in this field, I work and see a lot of people like yourself that need help, that can't actually afford to get the necessary help that they need as far as like a home health aide or a CNA to come check on them. And one of Ms. Harris's policies was expanding Medicare and Medicaid to cover the cost of in-home health care, like home health aides, CNAs for people in your situation. I tell you, this lady looked at me just absolutely shocked. I was like, yeah, that's one of her policies would have helped you specifically because you're on Medicare, Medicaid, and it could have helped, provided you with the necessary help you need at home to, make your life better and, help you live a little bit longer, a little bit more better quality of life. She was just like I said, she had no words. She was like, I didn't know that. Nobody ever told me that. That wasn't in anything that I read or I seen. I assumed where she got her information from based upon the answer that she just gave, as far as like she never saw or never knew that was one of the policies or one of the things that she proposed. And then I just see an overwhelming look of like sadness on her face. And, I'm like, yeah, that's why it's kind of good to try to get as much information from as many different places as possible. So we proceed to get into the hospital. I get her all transferred over, get a report to the nurse, and I proceed to tell her, I hope everything works out for you, and I hope you have a great day. But she just was like, I felt bad for her because, she genuinely didn't know, and I was like, there's only so much I could do in my job to get you to the hospital. So again, man, everything got consequences, and I hope it really does work out for her. It's one of the things about me, man. I'm an empathetic person. I hate to see anybody suffering. So, but again, that's consequences.